A few years ago, on a freezing December night, I was driving alone across Nevada. Snow had been falling for hours, but as darkness took over, it suddenly grew heavier, thicker, the kind of snow that eats the road until you can barely see where you're going. That's when I saw someone standing in the middle of the highway. At first, I thought I was hallucinating from exhaustion, but as I got closer, I realized it was a person. I slammed the brakes just in time. The figure was completely covered in snow, head to toe. No face, no details, just a human shape swallowed by white. I rolled my window down and shouted, "What are you doing out here?" Slowly, the figure lifted its head. A plain, white, plastic mask stared back at me. No eyes, no mouth, just blank white. Fear washed over me instantly. I rolled my window up and tried to drive past him, but suddenly he raised both hands, signaling me to stop. Then he started dancing. Not erratically, not crazily, smooth, controlled, almost professional. I sat frozen, watching for nearly 30 seconds, unable to understand what I was seeing. Then he made a gesture, as if he wanted me to record him. Before I could react, another man appeared from the side of the road, also dressed entirely in white, also wearing a mask. He pulled out a gun and aimed it at the dancer. That's when survival kicked in. I floored the gas. The car slid violently on the snow, fishtailing as I tried to escape. I ducked as the gunman turned the weapon toward me. When I finally created distance and looked back, they were still standing there. Then I heard gunshots. The dancer fell. Seconds later, the gunman turned and fired wildly toward my car. Somehow, I got away. The police later told me something I'll never forget. No blood, no bullet casings, no footprints. The dancer had never been shot. To this day, I still don't know what those men were doing out there, or what would have happened if I had stopped. When I was about 11 years old, I experienced something that still follows me to this day. I never believed in ghosts or the supernatural. Not until that night. The jingling seemed to be coming from the balcony outside my room. But our house, I froze under my blanket, leaving just my face uncovered. The sound was loud, clear, and it didn't stop. It went on for almost an hour. What terrified me most was this. My mother and grandmother were sleeping right next to me.
And they heard nothing.
Not a single sound. It was around 1:00 a.m. when I suddenly woke up. I needed to use the bathroom, but before I could move, I heard something. A jingling sound, like bells being shaken, again and again. The next morning, everything was normal. When I asked my family if they'd heard bells during the night, they all said no. They told me I imagined it, but I know what I heard. Even now, I'm glad I didn't look outside that night. Because who would be shaking bells outside a second-floor balcony at 1:00 a.m.? And why could only I hear it? I'm a long-haul trucker. Driving through the night is normal for me. Inside felt wrong. Dusty shelves. Almost no products. A dried red substance stuck to the roller grill. As I searched for a drink, I heard metal clanking. An old man was chaining the front door shut. I yelled, "Hey! I'm still inside!" He ignored me, locked the chain, then turned off the lights. The store went pitch black. I grabbed his shoulder. When he turned around, his mouth opened, and I saw his tongue, short, deformed, like it had been cut. Before I could react, heavy footsteps echoed behind me. Two very tall men stepped out of the darkness, wrapped head to toe in duct tape. each holding a spiral-shaped knife. They laughed and looked straight at me. I thought I was dead. When I noticed the door wasn't fully locked, I ripped it open and ran. They didn't chase me, they just stood there, watching. The police later told me the store had been shut down for years. Inside the back office, they found dozens of knife stab marks carved into furniture. I don't stop at remote places anymore, not after that night.